this is Route 62, where Tom Urey had his encounter.
We actually got a tape from Jeff at the Mothman Museum. Maybe we should give Tom Urey's interview a listen?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Well, when I first saw it, I thought it was a helicopter. Couldn't hear any noise at all. Now, the last pass it made was probably 75 feet over my car. You know, it got my curiosity. What in the world? I've never seen anything that big. It was at least 10 feet wingspan. The body, to me, was large, but I wouldn't say as large as a man. But it was big enough to support the wingspan it had.
What we're heading into here is the McClintock Wildlife Area. It used to serve as a munitions factory during the Second World War. The American government used this facility to basically manufacture nitroglycerin and TNT.
Would make sense why it's in the middle of nowhere.
There's a theory out on the internet. The Mothman might actually be some sort of bird, got itself contaminated by toxic waste and has sort of mutated into a monstrous creature.
So rather than die, it just mutates and grows 4 feet?
Not a scientist.
I would say that's probably something for comic books. If we did see the Mothman tonight, what would you do?
Apart from be incredibly ecstatic that this was actually happening to me, I would probably run away.
I can get behind that choice.
I've never had a paranormal experience. So hunting Mothman, I think this would be a great first time. We brought out the big guns for this one.
Yeah?
What we have here is what's called a FLIR camera. What it does is it uses infrared to detect body heat. So if anything's out there moving and it's giving off heat, we'll see it.
I think all we'll see tonight is rabbits.
All right, let's go. And I'm gonna hit record because I want to capture every single second of this.
What is that? Do you hear that?
Let's keep going. This is one of the igloos. So during the Second World War, what they would do is they would store all of the TNT in these buildings, and they were totally covered with green, so that if enemy planes flew over, they wouldn't be seen.
Wow, that echo is so eerie.
Holy. Hello! So in 2010, I guess there was a whole bunch of munitions still left in one of these igloos, and it basically ignited and blew up. They had to come in and clean up the whole area because I guess they left behind some nitroglycerin or TNT that they didn't properly dispose of. There you go.
He's alive, Mothman.
Jen, check this out.
It just stopped. Anything showing up?
Nothing. Let's go.
In game. I'm not ready to give up just because we came out here and we didn't find the Mothman. I want to continue looking into it. I was really hoping to go out and see something, anything, maybe an animal, and say, oh, this is probably what someone saw. But to come back and literally see nothing, somehow it makes me feel more connected with the town folks, and I wonder what they saw.
I'm happy that I had the experience. This has really solidified for me that it's really tough to distinguish between the facts of the Mothman case and the mythology.
It was at least 7 or 8 feet tall, black, shiny, and with red eyes. It went around the house and it would bump up against the house. You could hear the grunting. Then it would, the scream would come out. Blood-curdling scream like nothing I've ever heard before or since.
Faye, you want to come with me?
I set up a session with Jan Haddocks, a sketch artist for local legal proceedings, to help us and Faye visualize what she saw. There have been so many descriptions of what the Mothman looks like. I think having Faye walk us through exactly what she saw will help us get to the bottom of this.
You got a story to tell that I'm just dying to hear. Let's start with just what kind of eyes this was. Were they big round eyes?
Faye, did it have pupils?
No, just one big collar of red.
All red.
And it was just a red that I've never seen before.
All right. Was the face more human or more bird-like or what?
It was more human.
Had a nose?
I didn't see a bridge on the nose, but I saw nostrils.
Did the nose protrude from the face, or was it?
It's like it was the fur or the feathers that it had. It's like, you know, there was like a bump.
What kind of a mouth did it have?
I did not see a mouth. I don't remember any kind of mouth, because if it was, I think it was hidden in the fur. So I'm figuring it was shut with no lips like we have. And it had feet like we did with a heel on it and a long foot with claws hanging off of it.
Jen, you've drawn a lot of eyewitness sketches.
Well, what do you think we're dealing with?
I have no idea. This is nothing that I ever thought before, and I've done lots of these.
Faye, does this look like an accurate representation of what you saw that night?
Yes, that's about as close as anybody could have done what I saw. The next day, my brother wanted to go back to it to see if he could find it, and that quick, the military was in there and wouldn't let nobody in there.
So your brother tried to go to the TNT factory and he couldn't get in?
And wouldn't let him.
The whole area up there is very contaminated.
I'm wondering if something was going on at a base nearby and the general public just wasn't aware.
Military presence, TNT, chemicals, igloos full of explosives. What could possibly go wrong?
The feathers is what really got me, you know. And it wasn't a man, it had feathers. I've never seen nothing like it.
We've come to the West Virginia State Farm Museum to see if anyone here can help identify what Mothman is. I really want to see if it could have been a bird local to the area. And I'm especially curious about the idea that a bird could have mutated from exposure to the toxic chemicals.
People who are skeptical of the Mothman case often have cited that it is some sort of owl or crane.
These are our largest owls that we have in West Virginia. And the biggest one is probably this guy right here, our great horned owl. You can see that this great horned owl's wingspan is probably about, what, 3 or 4 feet. Can these be mistaken for a big Mothman type of person? I kind of doubt it.
What birds would fit the wingspan that we're looking at?
Maybe a bald eagle.
Now, there was a professor who surmised that this was a sandhill crane that was outside of its normal migration pattern. What are your thoughts on that?
So that's a possibility during migration times when birds are just kind of passing through. They're not going to stay here very long. It was seen for over a whole year, too, and that's what kind of makes me think if it was a bird, the bird's going to be migrating through and it's going to be gone.
So Jim, there's a theory going around on the internet that the Mothman is actually an owl that somehow got mixed up in some toxic chemicals at the old TNT dump, and it's become some sort of monster.
Is that something that would happen if an animal got into some sort of pollutant or toxic waste? Would it harm that animal or future generations of animals? How does that happen?
It would probably actually kill that animal.
Kill it rather than mutate it.
Yeah.
The idea that a bird could have mutated into a giant flying monster is not supported.